Have you ever heard of the movie 47 Ronin? It was this big-budget samurai fantasy film starring Keanu Reeves. It was supposed to be a massive blockbuster, but it ended up being one of the biggest box office flops in history. The story behind its director, Carl Rinch, is even crazier than the movie itself. It's a tale of ambition, millions of dollars, a giant streaming platform, and a complete psychological spiral. So, grab your popcorn, because this is one Hollywood story that feels like it was ripped straight from a movie script. Our story starts with Carl Rinch, a promising director known for his slick, visually stunning commercials. He was a protege of Ridley Scott, the legendary director of Alien and Blade Runner. Everyone in Hollywood thought Rinch was the next big thing. After the 47 Ronin disaster, which reportedly lost Universal Pictures over $150 million, you'd think his career would be over. But Hollywood is a strange place. Against all odds, Rinch got a second chance, a massive one. And this is where things get really wild. In 2080, Netflix, the king of streaming, decided to bet big on Carl Rinch. They gave him a budget of over $61 million to create a sci-fi series called Conquest. The deal was unprecedented. Rinch had total creative control. He was supposed to write, direct, and produce a 13-episode series about an artificial human who serves a global peacekeeping force. The concept was ambitious, and with Netflix's backing, it seemed like Rinch was poised for a major comeback. He set up production companies around the world, from Budapest to Nairobi, and the money started flowing. At first, everything seemed to be on track. Rinch was filming in various exotic locations, and the initial footage looked impressive. But behind the scenes, things were starting to unravel. Crew members reported increasingly erratic behavior from the director. He was becoming paranoid, making strange demands, and his communication was getting more and more bizarre. For example, he claimed he could predict lightning strikes and that he had cracked a secret transmission code from the coronavirus. His emails to the production team became rambling and nonsensical. Instead of using the Netflix money to make his show, Rinch started spending it in some pretty shocking ways. He took $11 million from the production budget and threw it into the stock market. His big bet was on a biotech company that was expected to get FDA approval for a drug. He lost nearly $6 million in a matter of weeks. But that wasn't the end of his spending spree. He then used the remaining money to buy 5 Rolls-Royces, a Ferrari, expensive furniture, and millions of dollars worth of designer clothing. It was a classic case of someone losing touch with reality, funded by a major corporation. But wait, it gets even weirder. Rinch started telling people he had discovered a secret power, some kind of divine frequency that allowed him to control the universe. He believed he was chosen for a special purpose. He even filed a confidential arbitration case against Netflix, claiming they breached their contract and owed him over $14 million in damages. His reasoning, he argued that Netflix was supposed to fund his series, and his personal spending, including the luxury cars and stock market gambling, was all part of the creative process necessary to make the show. He essentially argued that buying a fleet of Rolls-Royces was a legitimate production expense. His ex-wife grew so concerned about his mental state that she filed for divorce and expressed fears for his and their children's safety. She described his behavior as volatile and unpredictable. He would stay awake for days, convinced he was on a secret mission. He accused her of plotting against him with Netflix executives. It was a full-blown psychological collapse, playing out in real time, all while he was supposed to be helming one of the most expensive shows in Netflix's history. The people who worked with him were caught in the middle, trying to salvage a massive project while its leader was spiraling out of control. So, where did all of this end up? Well, Netflix eventually pulled the plug. After spending over $55 million and receiving not a single finished episode, they cut their losses. The show, Conquest, never saw the light of day. It exists now only as a collection of scattered footage and a cautionary tale. Carl Rinch, once the golden boy of Hollywood, vanished from the public eye. The cars were sold, the money was gone, and the grand sci-fi epic became nothing more than a ghost project. the arbitration case he filed against Netflix. In a shocking twist, the arbitrator actually sided with him on a technicality, awarding him the $14 million he claimed he was owed. However, it's unclear if he ever received that money, as Netflix is still pursuing its own legal channels to recover the tens of millions he squandered. It's a messy, complicated legal battle that is still ongoing. What makes this story so fascinating is how it exposes the vulnerabilities of the Hollywood system. A major corporation gave one man an incredible amount of money and power with very little oversight, all based on his past reputation. It shows how easily ambition can curdle into delusion, especially under the immense pressure of the film industry. Carl Rinsch's story isn't just about fraud. It's a tragic look at a mental health crisis that played out on a multi-million-dollar stage. It's a reminder that even in the land of dreams, reality can come crashing down in the most spectacular and devastating way. And that's the wild tale of Carl Rinsch and the Netflix show that never was. It's a story with no clear heroes or villains, just a lot of ambition, a mountain of money, and a tragic downfall. What do you think? Was this just a case of a massive corporate gamble gone wrong, or something more? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like and subscribe for more stories from the stranger side of Hollywood.